night time.
We're now from the Studio Ritzy in Plymouth, and some 20-odd minutes later than advertised, it's the Hitman and Her.
Let the rhythm hit 'em.
Tonight is Saturday night. It's Plymouth Studio. It's the Hitman and Her show. Can you please welcome Michaela Strachan?
Hello, welcome to the Hitman and Her. This is not the Hitman. This is Robbie, who's one of the local DJs here. And everyone says you look like the Hitman, but you're not fat enough, you've got too much hair, and you're too young. So why do you look like the Hitman?
They say I'm old, but I'm fat. Behave now. Enjoy yourself.
Thanks, Robbie. All the normal stuff tonight. We've got Talk Back, we've got Lou Talk, we're having a discussion about local music. We've got live people, get ready. This is a mad crowd, this lot. This is the Studio Ritzy in Plymouth. This is Tour Limited. It is going to be a hot night tonight. Isn't it hot, you lot in here? Good grief. This is SL2 on a ragga tip. This is Shut Up and Dance, and they're definitely this in here.
Raven on Raven!
Time for the Hitman and Her news. Now, if you've been wondering why Pete is not here at his usual post for the second week running, it's apparently because he cares. Pete cares so much about the music we play that he's gone out in search of the ultimate new sound. He's donned one of his many disguises and has been spotted nipping in and out of the top nightclubs up and down the country. He'll be back next week, hopefully, with some new sounds. Doubtful, but hopeful. Watch this space and listen to these sounds. Talking of new sounds, you must have noticed that the dance charts have been awash with rehashed versions of old classics. Here on the Hitman and Her, we play several, including cover versions from Shut Up and Dance, the Pasadena's W, Opus 3, and even Soul to Soul. Erasure's most recent #1 hit was an EP with 4 new versions of ABBA tracks, including Voulez-Vous and Lay All Your Love on Me. Even the world of rock and roll has not missed out on what seems to be a recent craze. Guns N' Roses have rocketed their way into the top 10 with a recording of Knocking on Heaven's Door. Thankfully, it's a straight copy rather than messing about a classic Bob Dylan track. Actually, that's quite an interesting point. Do you think people should just copy old tracks, or do you think they should take a track and make it theirs? Who knows? We asked the record company, Geffen and MCA, why this was, why they did an exact copy, and they said they've been playing this track at gigs for so long, and it's such a classic track, there's no point in messing it about. Maybe write in, tell us what you think. I think it's really good, but tell us what you think. Back to the dancing. It is like a sauna in here. This is Family Foundation. Express yourself. They're mad here. Mad. This is Crisscross and Jump. Time for a few punters to say hello, Mum. So let's start over here. What's your name?
Rachel.
Go on then, say hello to your mum.
Hiya, Mum. You're the best. I love you. Keep on taping.
Taping? Is she videoing the show for you then?
Yes.
What's your name?
Mandy.
Go on then.
Hi, Mum. You're the greatest. I love you lots. This is where it rocks, so watch the pops.
Oh, very good.
Taping.
Bit of a rapper there.
Yeah, well.
Who have we got at the back here?
Simon. Well, I ain't got many good sayings, Sarah, but hello, Mum, and look where I am.
Is that it?
Yeah. Well,
Does she know you're here?
No.
She does now. What's your name?
Ben.
Go on then, Ben.
Hi, Mum. I love you lots. Sorry, I spent your lodge money.
Why, she giving you some money to spend and you spent it all?
Yeah.
You bad boy. Who have we got over here?
Richard.
Go on then, Richard.
Hello, Mum. You can send me for the money for the flowers you just won later.
That's a bit presumptuous, isn't it? What's your name?
Steve.
Go on, Steve.
Hello, Mum. I'm on TV.
Is that it? Oh, sweet. Well, I think it was quite an easy choice there. And it's got to be you! We'll send your mum some flowers, all right? What's your mum's name?
Sandra.
Sandra. That's on the way. There we go. This is En Vogue, and I love it. Coming up after the break, we've got Pass the Mic, we've got live. People get ready, so we'll see you in just a minute. Bye-bye.
Never gonna get it, 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 never get it.
This is the Pasadena's I Believe in Miracles. This is Plymouth. Here's another cover version. It's W. Please Don't Go. Now, our live act tonight is I forgot the name of it. People get ready. Isn't that awful, Nikki? Actually, not to be confused with the gospel show. There is a gospel show called...
No, wrong one.
I thought we could have a gospel act on the show tonight.
I can't do all of them.
Nikki, what a fantastic outfit. I hear you go to sort of kinky, galinky type clubs and perform quite a lot.
Yeah, we've got quite a kinky reputation. I don't know why.
No, of course not. There are 8 mixes of this new track. Why have you done so many mixes?
To please DJs, really. There's like, you know, techno places and house places and soul clubs, and there's just like, there's one for every taste of music.
One thing that, I don't know, I'd find quite difficult as a singer is when your track goes off, because normally it goes off to somebody to be remixed, doesn't it? And sometimes it comes back and it sounds nothing like the original track. Has that been the case with this song or not?
No, because about 6 of the mixes out of the 8 we've all done ourselves. Like K-Class have done 1 mix, and you do say to them, try and keep it as tight as possible. We don't want it to sound like a completely different track, because it's our track.
Because we had a Right Said Fred mix on the other day of something, and they didn't even start singing. It was absolutely ridiculous. Now, you've got with you a couple of dancers that I think people that have been fans of the show for a long time will recognise. Do you want to come up, boys? Jaffa and Mott. I mean, you are a brave woman to take these 2 boys on.
I'm an Ox fan.
An Ox fan. How are you, chaps?
Fine. All right.
You might also remember them as Vince and Maurice. Well, that's embarrassed them and got rid of them until you see them on your live act. See you later. Thanks, Nikki. Time for live music. Here they are with Natural High. They are People Get Ready. Plymouth, give it up for People Get Ready. Natural High from People Get Ready. Fantastic. This is Inner City and Pennies from Heaven. This is CC Peniston and Keep On Walking. Time for Pass the Mic. Plymouth, when I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I want you all to shout, Pass the Mic. Let's find out who we've got. What's your name?
Hello, Joanna.
Who have we got here?
My name is Paul.
Big fan of the show, aren't you?
That's right.
Watch it every week?
Yes.
Since the beginning?
Yes.
Fantastic. What's your name?
Paul.
All right, this is Kylie Minogue, Better the Devil You Know.
You won't leave me no more. I'll take you back again. No more excuses, no, no. 'Cause I heard them all before.
What do you think, Plymouth?
100 times or more.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Never go. This is true. What they say, yeah. It's better the devil you know. Whoa, 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 whoa. I wasn't perfect, I know. I think I know the score.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
forgive and forget. If you say that you'll never go, 'cause it's true what they say. It's better the devil you know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to make it a completely biased decision because he's such a big fan of the show. You're the winner. That's all your records. Shut up, you lot.
Again, oh, 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 I'll take you back again. Oh, 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 I'll take you back again. Oh, 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 I'll take you back again. Oh, oh, oh.
Say you won't leave me, oh no. I'll take you back again. No more excuses, oh no. 'Cause I've heard them all before.
100 times or more.
I'll forgive and forget.
If you say you'll never go, then it's true what they say. It's better the devil you know. I'll be here.
Coming up after break, we've got tour back, plus we'll be chatting about local bands. See you in a minute. Bye-bye.
Waiting for your call. Tossing, turning, my heart's burning from the things I saw. I'm sorry, baby, you can't play me. I just can't be used. I'm so fed up, time to get up, baby. We are through. I thought that what we had would never end, but now it's too late for my heart to mend.
This is Roffo and Roffo's theme. Well, as you know, tonight we're in Plymouth, and we don't actually very often come this far south. And by the sounds of it, not many other people do either. We're going to have a little discussion about the fact that Plymouth people feel a little bit left out. We're all in this sort of region. Let's introduce who we've got. We've got Richard Bishop, who's manager of the club here. We've got Simon Lee, who's the DJ here, and we've got Mark Bry from Music Box Record Shop, which is a local independent record shop.
Welcome to Plymouth.
Now, first of all, let's start with you, Mark. Do you find that records in your shop are the same sort of records selling that are in the charts, or is it a totally different market?
Definitely very much parallel to the national scene, yeah.
And do you think it's a little bit unfair that maybe you don't get so many PAs and so many acts coming down?
Well, we get enough, and when they come, they're quite well supported, yeah.
So you're quite happy with how the scene is down here?
I think people are basically quite happy, yes.
Would you agree with that, Simon?
Well, yeah, I've been working in Plymouth quite a few years now, and I tend to find that it's a little bit behind the normal national average, so we tend to get people down here, and it takes a while. It takes a while to get people down here to sort of get into it.
Does it take a while to play maybe the records that are in the dance charts rather than in the national charts?
Yeah, very much so. We tend to be in the commercial mode.
Yeah.
A couple more months than the general average, yeah.
But then actually a lot of clubs are, aren't they? I mean, a lot of clubs in the north, in central of England, are playing stuff in the charts rather than stuff in the dance charts.
When you go specialised music, you've got dress policies, you've got a lot to look into. And I tend to find in Plymouth that the commercial side is a lot of fun, and that's what people are after nowadays, I think, a lot of fun.
Richard, well, what's your feelings?
I think as he said, that we're fairly parallel to the national scene. I would agree with Simon. We're a little bit behind, but certainly any PAs or anything like that we do get down here are normally tremendously well received, purely because of the fact that they don't often come down this far, as you said.
Well, we've had a very good reception tonight. Moving on from that, what about local bands? Because I've never heard of a band coming from Plymouth or from Cornwall, and yet you're always hearing about bands coming from Manchester and Scotland. It's always terribly trendy to come from Scotland and Manchester and London and various other regions. Are there local bands making their way into the charts?
Not at the moment. There are bands, different types of music to perhaps what we would play in here, so it's perhaps a little bit unfair to say that nothing happens down here. But as you said, places like Liverpool and Manchester, they have had tremendous things happening in the past, and that's obviously where the action is at the moment. But I'd certainly say that there are things happening down here, but just perhaps not relevant to the music scene in here at the moment.
Simon, what? Oh, yeah.
As far as DJs are concerned, there are plenty of bedroom mixers here who are excellent coming along, and I think we ought to watch out for those as well, okay?
What about the rave scene? Is that taking off down here?
Rave scene's been big for 2 years, Michaela, and...
But we're behind in London, you mean?
In fact, before London, yeah, true. Before London, Plymouth had the rave scene. People were coming down here, and now it's dwindling, of course, in Plymouth, same as everywhere else, and it's going to garage.
Is that raves that were illegal raves? Are you talking legal raves?
Mostly illegal raves, yeah.
So what about controlled raves? Are they big down here?
Well, the novelty's wearing off now, yeah.
Already?
Already, yeah.
What a shame. I'm gutted, I am. Gutted. Simon, why don't you think that big producers and big bands are coming from Plymouth? Is it because maybe there aren't... I mean, I don't know. Are there many universities down this area?
There is, actually. It's very, very much an independent sort of place. The Happy Monday, stuff like that, very big down here. We've got local bands which are big within Devon, but at the end of the day, they never make it nationally.
Maybe we should be asking, why are so many big bands coming out from Manchester?
Love to know. I'd love.
What is it about Manchester?
I'd love to be able to stand on the decks on a Saturday night and push a local band and be huge. I mean, I've been here, 6, 7 years, and it's never happened.
Are there any local bands, though, that you would maybe tip as possible people get for going into the charts?
They're going to love me for this. We have
no, he says.
They will. There's one, actually. There's rock bands.
Oh, is it more rocky down here than poppy and dancing?
When it comes to the live stuff, live rock bands, very popular.
Anyone in particular that you can name?
Yeah, Carolon.
Who?
Carolon won the Radio 1 Rock Band of the Year.
Yeah? Well, that's pretty good then, isn't it?
That's right.
And where do they come from? University?
Now they're here in Plymouth, they're just working boys. Yeah.
So basically, it's not true what they say, that all that goes on down here is farming and various other things?
Certainly not, Michaela. Certainly not.
Well, that's good to know anyway. Yeah, well, thank you very much. Thanks for joining in.
That's all right. Thank you.
This is Undercover Baker Street. This is West End. Never. Ready? Time for a bit of talk back. Time to see what you think about the show. As usual, our debates have stimulated a lot of interest from you. We've had a letter from Rebecca about our debate last week on club dress codes. She says, I was very interested in your debate last week. I'm a young student and enjoy going to mainstream clubs, but can't afford to splash out on fancy and expensive clothes. She goes on to say, I have been refused entry to several nightclubs just because I can't afford the latest things. I think European leisure clubs have the right attitude. Why should people be excluded from having a good time because they're not well off? Long live European leisure, she says. Interesting point. Lastly, this week we've had another letter about last week's debate. It's been sent by an anonymous person in fear of recriminations. They say, he, she, whatever, says, Dear her, I mean Michaela, I was watching your debate last week and I'm afraid that I don't agree with any of the club managers. I think that people should only be let in if they wear clothes like you. Hey! They go on to say, the super grade always looks so dull in their grey outfits and white shirts, and the girls insist on showing off their big tans with white high heels and midi skirts. What's wrong with a bit of colour? Well, actually, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I've got black and white on tonight. And I'm still very hot. This is the address. Send all your letters in to Hitman and Herb, PO Box 66, Manchester M16 9NJ. This is Frankie Knuckles and Rainfall. Coming after our break, we've got Live, People Get Ready, and Luto. See you in a minute. Bye. soul to soul, move me no mountain. We are the Hitman and Her, the Studio Ritzy in Plymouth. This is Opus 3 and I talk to the wind. Bit of a profile on Opus 3. Following hard on the heels of Top 5 smash It's a Fine Day, Kirsty Hawkshaw's haunting voice glides across the new single I Talk to the Wind. This is a charismatic tune which takes hardcore and techno one step further, creating a mellow ambient rave. This track was originally a song from a King Crimson album, which was released in the year that Kirsty was born, 1969, which is also the year I was born. Good year. Opus 3 hope to take not only this track to the top of the charts, but also their debut album entitled Mind Fruit, so watch out for that. For all of you at home trying to work my date of birth out and how old I am, I lied. I was born in 1966, actually. Knocking years off my age already. This is Pig Bag, and have we got that sorted? Time for live music. This band is called People Get Ready, and they are on a natural high. This is People Get Ready. Brilliant, that was People Get Ready. This is Mandy Smith. I just can't wait. Just going to get a bit of lippy dunk on then, Mark. Oh, very nice, very nice. This is Mark, that is struggling with my makeup today to keep me all cool because it's extremely hot in here, but he does a grand job. Now, we're in the ladies' loo to talk about makeup and to ask everybody, do we wear makeup for ourselves, girls, or do we wear them for the men, or do we wear it for the men? What do you reckon?
Well, I reckon we wear it for the men, actually, definitely.
So you think it's us sort of showing off to the men, almost like animals do, like... well, they do, don't they? Baboons show their red botties to each other and all that sort of thing. Yeah. So you reckon we wear it for the men?
Definitely.
Does anyone disagree with that and think we wear it for ourselves? Do you?
Yeah.
So do you wear it all the time or just when you go out?
Just when I go out.
And just so you look good for yourself?
Yes.
Any other reasons?
No, just so that I look good, to attract attention.
From men and women?
Possibly both.
Yes, possibly both.
To feel confident.
No, but I get it's getting, you know, a nice look from a woman saying, "Oh, you look nice."
Exactly. That's more of a compliment actually than from a man, isn't it?
Well, men's taste can be quite disgraceful sometimes.
I'm gonna tell you all something very interesting now. Do you know why makeup started? Because when you're now, don't laugh at this. When you're sexually aroused as a woman, you get bright cheeks and red lips. The next time, have a look in the mirror and have a see. And run out, say, hang on a minute to your fella, run out and have a look. And so, years and years ago, that's why women used to put blusher on, red blusher and red lips, to make themselves look more aroused to men, and that's true. Get off. I don't think I need to look any redder tonight. But that is where it originated from. Are you interested in that?
Not really, no.
I thought that was really interesting. Let's go. I'm going over this side now. Come on, girls. What do you think? Do you wear it for the men or do you wear it for yourself?
Both. Yeah, definitely both.
What's the most important, though? To look good for yourself or...?
Yes, as long as you look good, then everybody else thinks that you
When you look
as
good,
well.
you feel confident.
But there are times, we've got to be honest, there are times when you're going out with a new fella or something that you do wear makeup to impress, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Because let's face it, girls, some of us look pretty dodgy without. Isn't it? It's that time you really dread when you have your first night with your fella and you think, oh my God, he's going to see me in the morning. I mean, that's like, you just dread it. And you try and wake up before the guy wakes up himself, don't you? And you go and you put a quick bit of blusher on. So you don't look quite so dodgy. What about, do you think that makeup people exploit, people that are making, manufacturers, do you think they exploit us by sort of telling us the new colours to wear and telling us the new cleansers and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the prices you pay for stuff, and I'm sure it wouldn't cost that much just to make them. And I mean, it's ridiculous really how much you have to pay.
And they're probably all pretty much the same, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's like cleansers particularly. I mean, they all do one job. But are they better than soap and water?
I don't think so. I use soap and water on my face.
Do you?
I always have done, yeah.
You've got a pretty good complexion. Well, what's this they're saying over here? What are you saying over here?
I do good on soap and water.
Do you?
Yeah.
Now, I must say, I wouldn't put soap on my face, and I wouldn't put a lot of water on my face either. She says. You get a bit of cleanser. Mark, let's ask the expert over here. Mark, do we wear makeup to impress you men, or do we wear it for ourselves?
You wear it for yourselves.
Do you reckon?
You should wear it for yourself, that's it.
What about men wearing makeup? Because that's not an accepted thing at all, is it really?
It's not acceptable if a man's got a spot, cover a spot up. A man should look good. A man
You
wants
should
to
know,
look
Mark.
good as well. A man wants to look good as well, just like women want to look good. And if he feels good by covering spots up or keeping his lips moist or putting clear mascara on his eyelashes if that's what he wants to do.
Men should actually look after their skin more than they do, shouldn't they?
Why not? Because at the end of the day, ladies say they do it for themselves. Why shouldn't men look after themselves? I look after my skin, yeah. I'm not embarrassed to say it because when I'm 30, 40, and I've got a good skin...
You'll be laughing.
I'll be laughing at it.
Do you want to put some more blush on me? This is KWSW. Please don't go. Oh, hello.